The Golden State Warriors have been one of the most loved and hated teams over the past 5 years. They were praised for their rise to the top with the development of Steph Curry and Klay Thompson into what we know today as the Splash Brothers. But when a team forms a dynasty and begins to dominate the league, the narrative of a team will often change in a negative way. Because the fact is, it gets repetitive for the fans of other teams when one is so dominant. And many fans began to put a negative narrative on the Warriors, especially after they acquired Kevin Durant. But it's crazy how a dynasty like the Warriors can collapse so quickly. In fact, the collapse of the Warriors from their finals appearance against the Raptors in 2019 to the 2020 season was historic. The Warriors went from 5 straight finals appearances to having a 15-50 record, landing them last in the West. One of the biggest tanks of all time in the history of basketball. Of course, a lot of this was in part due to the injuries of Steph and Klay and the departure of Kevin Durant. Actually, that is 100% the only reason that this unfortunate season happened. But hey, it might be for the best. Because of the Warriors' bad season, they were able to draft the most promising big man in the draft with the 2nd overall pick, James Wiseman. The Golden State Warriors were looking like they were about to have a major bounce-back season with the return of Steph and Klay. But then the news broke out that shook the league and gave many people doubts on the Warriors. It was reported that Klay Thompson tore his Achilles in preparation for his return to the NBA after being out for a whole year, and that he would indefinitely be out for the 2020-2021 season. This is an absolute devastating blow to the Dubs, and like I said in the previous video, I think that people have forgotten the fact that Klay Thompson is one of the best shooters of all time. And the narrative of him has definitely changed from the fans just because they haven't seen him on the court in a while. But let me remind you guys, because Klay won't be able to show us after all this year. The man is a certified bucket and can drop 40 bombs on you, only dribbling 11 times. Enough said. The fact that this injury happened so close to the start of the season is very disappointing for many fans. I was very hyped to see Klay back, but it's just not going to happen anytime soon. But the fact that this injury did happen to Klay, as unfortunate as it is, leads us into the topic of today's video, that we may just see yet another MVP season from the other Splash brother, Steph Curry, who, if you haven't heard, is looking absolutely scary coming into this season and is about to put on a show for all NBA fans. But before we get into the fact that Steph is due for an MVP type season, if you have been enjoying the content lately and you are new, it would be greatly appreciated if you subscribed and joined the Woods crew. 98% of you guys that are watching the vids aren't subscribed, so if you could hit that sub button, it would be amazing, because we are trying to get to 1,000 subscribers in the first month of having the channel. Also, if you are liking the videos, leaving a like below would be absolutely clutch. It tells YouTube that the video is a banger and helps the Woods crew grow even more. Lastly, if you want daily hoops updates and just what's going on with the channel on the gram, drop me a follow at Woods Hoops. It's always linked below. I really do appreciate the love on the recent video and just wanted to genuinely thank you all for watching. It is greatly appreciated. But back to the Warriors and Steph Curry. Last season when Steph Curry broke his hand, he was clearly motivated to get in even better shape than he was already in. Because although the bone break wasn't due to not being in tip-top condition muscle-wise, I think it was definitely a wake-up call for Curry that if he wanted to play at least 16 years in the league like he has been saying, he has to be in the best shape as possible if he wants to avoid the effects that happen to aging NBA players. Once Curry was recovered and the Warriors obviously didn't get invited to the bubble, Curry took it upon himself to train like a madman so he could come back and shock the league. Let me just roll this clip for you that is from Steph's trainer himself so you guys can get an idea of how good of shape Steph is in at this very moment.
With Steph, it's been a little bit of a different process because not only is his skill level evolving continually, but his body is still developing. And that's a rare thing for a guy at 32 in the NBA. So that's why I say if he's got a lot left. And that's not just me saying that because I'm his friend and I'm his trainer. That's me being honest. And he's, if you saw him right now physically, and I know we don't put a whole lot out there on Instagram, there's reasons we don't, but if you saw him right now physically, he's getting even more chiseled than he's been in the past. And he's getting stronger than he's been in the past, and he's moving with fluidity that we haven't seen from him.
Now, if this was anyone but Steph's trainer, I would not take this as seriously as I am because they may just be over-exaggerating. Or it may not be completely true because many haven't seen Steph play in a while, and he plays at a very high level. But the fact that this is from Steph's trainer himself means that Steph Curry is in insanely good shape because his trainer Brandon Payne is with him nearly every day. And if he is saying stuff like this about Curry, there is no doubt in my mind that it is 100% true. And when Steph Curry returns this season, we will witness something great. Don't take this the wrong way because the Klay Thompson injury is absolutely devastating, and I really do hate seeing any player go down for a significant amount of time or any time at all. But this Klay injury is definitely going to open up a door for Steph that may not have been available if Klay didn't get injured. If you take a look at the Warriors roster, they have made some minor moves that help cover the hole that was made from the Klay injury. But the harsh truth is, no one can replace what Klay brought to the team. Not Kelly Oubre, not Wiggs, not James Wiseman. No one. But like when any injury happens, someone has to take on the load that the player filled, or else your team won't even be close to the same. And I think there is only one player on the Warriors that can take on some of what Klay Thompson does: Steph Curry. It's possible that the Warriors may not make a championship push this year, but if they do, regardless if they make trades for better players, Steph Curry will have to play like a madman to put them in contention. Luckily, Curry is in the best shape of his career and most definitely can go crazy this season with Klay out. This injury undoubtedly gives Steph Curry the opportunity to take over the league like he did in his previous MVP years. And if he plays at a high level, like most people think he will, I think it's safe to say that Stephen Curry will be the most valuable player in the league. Even though Steph Curry looks like he could go on an absolute tear with the Warriors this year, there is still obviously other candidates that could be more valuable. But the fact is, they don't even look like they have that good of a chance compared to the opportunity that Curry has. Now, I just want to remind you all that a good amount of this is just my opinion. I try to be as unbiased on this channel as I can, but I can assure you that I'm no Curry superfan. But I can tell you the fact that Curry is in the best shape of his career, and it is also a fact that he has the opportunity to secure another MVP, being the only star in Golden State. But let's get into the competition. For the most part, many believe that the MVP candidates for the 2020-2021 season will be between 7 players, and some of these are wild cards, but not having any games played means that there will be some guessing going on. Those 7 players consist of Luka Doncic, Steph Curry, Kevin Durant, LeBron James, Giannis Antetokounmpo, and maybe someone like Kawhi Leonard or even Bam Adebayo. Like I said, you really only know the main guys, but there could definitely be a sleeper if someone decides to go off this year. But the fact is, the only guy on that list that I really see having the same chances as Steph of getting an MVP is Luka at this point. Because remember, MVP isn't the best player in the league necessarily, it's the most valuable player in the league, in particular for the team that is so lucky to have them. But there are other biased things that most definitely go into the MVP selection as well. Like the fact that Giannis and LeBron are far less likely to win because people get tired of voting for the same people every year unless they are undoubtedly the MVP. And even if they are, they may just vote for someone else because NBA fans do not like repetitiveness, like I said earlier. Also, if there is an NBA team with multiple stars, oftentimes it can shadow the truth of how valuable one star is. Like KD on the Nets with Kyrie, or even LeBron on the Lakers with Anthony Davis. This is why for my early prediction at least, I believe that unless KD, LeBron, or Giannis go absolutely crazy this year, the MVP will likely be Curry or Luka. But the thing is, people may be getting used to Luka numbers like they have with Harden and Russ, but those two also did win an MVP as well, so it's definitely hard to say. I think that I'm most definitely going to give Stephen Curry the upper hand as of right now, solely on the fact that he has been out, and when he was out, the Warriors were terrible. And I think people may have forgotten just a little bit what Steph Curry is like, and he is gonna shock the league when he comes back. But Luka will definitely be someone to look out for, that's no doubt. I'm absolutely hyped for this NBA season to start, and I can't wait to see Steph back in action. But I want to hear from you guys below. Who is your early prediction for the league MVP and why? You guys already know my stance, but I could be swayed if I get a really good comment below. And I read them all and respond to them all, so just drop a comment below. I really hope that the Warriors are able to bounce back this season, and if they do, it will definitely be a crazy year because it's just yet another team thrown into the pot of people who are in contention for a championship. I 100% think that the NBA is the most competitive it has been in years, and there are so many teams that could win a title this year but that's for another video. I really do hope that you guys enjoyed this one, and if you did, I would really appreciate it if you could subscribe if you're new and join the Woods crew. 1,000 subs in the first month is still in reach, so let's try and make it happen. I really do appreciate 100 subscribers already. It means a lot. Also, if you did enjoy the video, leaving a like below would be amazing for the channel. I believe that the next video will be on the 76ers revamped roster, but until then, you guys just stay tuned and check out some other vids. I'll catch you all in the next one. Woods out.